So one of the things you might find when you're working on old cars is that things don't like to be touched or disturbed. So what I'm dealing with, so recently I did a lot of paint work on this Cutlass. I painted this whole side, the black, the roof, and the trunk lid. And I took the mirror off trying to do the right thing, so I could paint behind it and not have to mask it and all that. So put everything back. It's got the remote mirror, and now it's like this. And thinking back, you know, there is the cable. It's mechanical. There's the cable that runs inside the door, connects to here, and it's not really working. It was working prior, so I think I might have severed, you know, there's like I don't know how many, 3 or 4 cables that run, and that's what controls it. And I'm thinking I might have severed 1 or 2 of them. So unfortunately, you know, I put this all back together. I'm gonna have to take the door panel off and remove the mirror. And what I'm hoping is that I could actually somehow splice it back together and fix it, because, you know, finding another mirror, it's probably not going to be easy or cheap, and I'm not really looking to spend a lot. So I'm going to try to fix it first. If I can't, then I'm going to have to hunt down another one. So I actually showed it in one of my previous videos. I'll put a link to it, how to get this apart. You got to pop these covers off. The screws behind there. There's 2 screws here. You slide this off. There's 2 more screws behind there. This there's some little plastic tree clips you pull out. This comes up. The bottom's got plastic trees all the way around it. You pop those off, and that's pretty much it. There's 2 screws holding the base of the mirror onto the bottom of the mirror, and I was hoping if I took that off I'd be able to get in there, but clearly I can't. But if you push the mirror glass downward, I mean, it's very hard to see. There is a screw back there. Not exactly easy to get to. So I was able to squeeze a screwdriver in between there and got it out. So this is what we have. Why is this loose? Okay, I think I see the problem. So, right there, that piece looks like it just snapped. Some kind of piece that goes across the back of the mirror part. It's like hot metal, whatever this is, and it just snapped. I don't know how that happened. I never dropped it. I don't know. You know, you touch things, these old parts on these old cars, and I guess anything can just let go at any time. I have no idea if it's possible to fix that. My guess is it's not. But I did look on eBay, and there was only 1 mirror like this, driver's side, and they want $150 for just 1 mirror. So I'm really trying to avoid having to do that. I'm gonna have to look into this a little further and see if there's anything I could possibly do to fix this. And the other thing that broke on me, barely touched it, just snapped the driver's side window switch when I was taking it out to get the door panel out, to get the mirror out. When I first was getting ready to paint the car, the little mounting ears just so easily just snapped off. I'm going to try to have this plastic glue. I'm going to try to glue them back on. I don't have high hopes that it's actually going to work, but I'm going to give it a try, and if it doesn't, I did find gbodyparts.com. They make a reproduction window switch housing. This whole chrome bezel piece to replace something like this. So that will be, I think it's like $35. That would be my second option. Plastic glue was a bust. I guess I had used it prior and it was completely cemented shut. So I used the good old JB Weld, but I think that's going to be a fail too, because this piece on this side, not only was it broken off the housing, it was also split in two, and it's just flopping around. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and order the plastic replacement bezel. I also tried fixing the little broken piece inside the mirror with the JB Weld, but I have very low hopes for that also. Don't think that's going to work, but giving it a shot, and come back tomorrow. Yeah, so of course that didn't work. The JB Weld, it held up for a few seconds, and as soon as I tried to do the mirror adjustment, that little tiny piece there snapped. No big surprise. It's like a very thin piece to have all this tension on it. And also, this didn't work out so well either. When the JB Weld dried, it's totally off at an angle, and it no longer would line up with the screw hole. So, G-Body Parts to the rescue. It's a reproduction piece, which looks, you know, really good, identical to the original one. Got that on eBay from them. And so I'm going to switch over to the new bezel, get that taken care of. And then for this situation, I think my plan right now is I'm just going to try to jam a little dense foam or something in there just for a little support to keep the mirror from flopping. I don't know if it's going to work out. I might not have any adjustment on this mirror, but whatever. It's probably better than flopping around. Really trying to avoid buying another mirror, being as how expensive they are. So anyway, going to get started on that, and we'll bring you back for an update. So this is my plan. 5/8 torque saver. Just cut a piece of this stuff, jammed it in between there. Add some tension, it's not flopping around, and with the adjustment, it looks like I still have some adjustment. So I'm gonna go with this, put it back together, see how it works out. I ended up taking out that initial foam I had in there, and then I found some other type of rubbery foam weather strip that I ended up putting in that void. Holds the mirror in place. Let's see. Holds the mirror a little bit better. I mean, it's still kind of floppy, let's be honest. It's the best I could do. I have a feeling I'm going to have to end up replacing this, because it's probably going to annoy the heck out of me with this thing flopping around. But it's way better than it was, so hopefully at least, you know, drive the car. I mean, really don't need a side view mirror, but it's just a convenience I'm used to, so I'd rather sort of have something than nothing. So I'm going to put the mirror back on the door, and I've also got the new trim piece here that I ordered from gbodyparts.com. The bezel for the window switch. It's just got like these little slots and these little tabs, so you just snap this on. That old one was so brittle. That old thing, it's like you just barely touched it and it was breaking apart. It was so brittle, so there's really no point in trying to save that. If I can snap this on. Oh, there's actually a notch. Only fits one way. I was wondering about that. And now that's ready to go. I can screw it back onto this little trim piece and get it back into the door panel. And hopefully be done with this door situation once and for all. Haven't really been driving the car because of all this, so let's get this back together. We can hopefully can use it a little bit more again. Alright, so got the screws back in this trim plate. The Oldsmobile Cutlass door panel situation is just slightly a little bit more complicated than what I'm used to dealing with the Grand National, the Buick door panel, or I've had a lot of Monte Carlos in the past. Not a lot, a few, but Oldsmobile's a little bit fancier in my opinion, and this whole switch situation is just more complicated than the average G-body setup. But I mean, it's nice. I like it. It's a good look. So anyway, got that on. Then I've got screws for the straps. And also, what I noticed it's nice about the Oldsmobile, it's different, I believe, than the Buick or the Monte Carlo, is that there's 2 screws per strap, because these things are always notorious for coming loose, ripping off. With the mirror adjuster, there's a slot that corresponds with the groove, and there's this little Allen head set screw that holds it in place. All right, got that tightened up. Oh wow, I've got broken clips here. I think I was supposed to order new clips. I never did. These clips, you know, they're really not designed to come on and off. These are all pretty much shot. I did get some of these. I got 3. I don't know why I didn't get more. I need way more than 3, but they do still sell these in like an AutoZone or O'Reilly's, I guess. So I'll change a few of them. The other thing here is the build sheet. Didn't want to forget to point that out. This is like a build sheet or broadcast sheet, or I don't know what there's different names for these things, but people get excited when they find these things, and you know, they take them out of the car and laminate them or stick them in a folder somewhere or something. My feeling on it is once you do that, it's probably going to get lost and separated from the car at some point, and then that's it, it's gone forever. So I took a picture of it, and I'm just gonna leave it right where it is, so you know, one day someone else can find it and decide exactly what they want to do with it. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it in the door. It's been there for how many years? Since '86, so we'll just leave it in there. If you think I'm making a big mistake by not pulling this out, let me know in the comments. So yeah, anyway, it's got the VIN number. It's got, you know, 442. We know it's legit. It lists a few of the interior. I guess this is probably just an interior documentation sheet. I guess this power window, mirror. It's probably really just associated with the door panel, actually. See, there's no space for power locks, no power locks, no door speaker, no courtesy light. It says acoustic mirror style. So yeah, I guess this isn't really a build sheet. It's just listing out whatever options that went into this door when the car was built, because there was a few different, I guess, configurations you could do with the door panels. So still pretty cool. Replaced some of the worst offenders with the clip. This one and these two, I mean, they were totally gone, so should be good enough. Oh man, as many times as I've done this, I gave you guys bad information. I've done this so many times, and yet I still forget. You got to get the bottom on first, because the top slots down into it. There's like a groove, so you know, just had to take these screws out again, put the bottom on, then you get the top on. Sorry about that. Then the next trick is just aligning the little plastic trees with the holes in the door to get them lined up. Knock them on. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, one more thing. Alright, let's see what we can do with this mirror. Not really getting the exact angle I want, but that is probably acceptable right there. And window switches are working. I'm gonna call this done for now. So my philosophy is kind of, you know, if you can fix something and make it work, let's try to do that. You know, the right thing would have been to just go get another mirror, but, you know, another used old mirror, the same thing could easily happen. So we'll see how manageable this is, this fix I did with the foam. The window switch was another story. That piece was just so brittle, there was no saving it. So I had to splurge the $35 or whatever that was. And, you know, mirror didn't cost anything to fix for now. Man, it's not like the old days where you could just find these parts like dirt cheap, like people were just giving them away. They're hard to find now. Used to be able to go into the local junkyard 10 minutes from my house and get any part I needed. But, you know, that was back in the mid-90s, so long time ago. Anyway, guess we're going to wrap this one up for now. The Cutlass is painted and back together. I still have to wax it. I have the 442 labels that go on the door and the rear trunk lid I still have to put on. But should be good for now. Just get back to driving it around a little bit. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Please like, comment, share the video with your friends, and subscribe. All this stuff is free and easy to do, and really helps out my channel. So even tell me how I'm doing everything wrong. All comments are welcome. If you stuck with the video this far, appreciate it. And if you could do any of those things, awesome. See you later.